Limit involving infinity. In this lesson, we are going to talk about infinite limit and also the relationship between vertical asymptotes and infinite limit. So here we want to find limit as x approaches a finite number a f of x. It may be possible as x approaches that point, the graph of f of x, the shoot up or shoot down without bound. So that we call it the infinity or negative infinity. So we are going to talk about that situation here. Now here this is the graph of 1 over x squared. Now if we want to find limit as x approaches 0, 1 over x squared. As you see here, as x approaches 0 from both directions, the graph goes up out of bound. So we call limit does not exist. However, you can see the left limit and right limit are the same. So earlier we learned if the left limit is equal to right limit, then the limit exists and they get the same value. So in order to represent that behavior, we're going to use this symbol. Limit x goes to 0, 1 over x squared is equal to infinity. So it does not exist, but we're going to show that how it does not exist. It is actually being infinity. Now in this one you can see if we found limit as x approaches 0 from the left, if it goes to 0 from the left, it's go all the way up, so it is equal to infinity. And limit x goes to 0 plus 1 over x squared, or just after 0, also it goes all the way up, that is also infinity. Now so we're going to use this infinity symbol instead of does not exist in this situation. Now let's look at this example number 1. Here's a graph of a rational function. As you see, and we have two vertical asymptotes, one at x equals to negative 2, the other one at x equals to 2. Now let's try to find this limit x goes to negative f of x. That means just before 2. Just before 2, the graph is going all the way down. That means it goes to negative infinity. And limit x goes to positive f of x. Just after 2, as you see here, the graph is going all the way up to positive infinity. Now if you want to find the limit as x approaches to f of x, you can see the left limit is negative infinity, the right limit is infinity. So then that situation is limit does not exist. And also we can concentrate on over here. Suppose we want to find limit x goes to negative 2 f of x. In order to find that, we should find the left limit. That means limit as x approaches negative to negative, mean from left, you are approaching negative 2 from the left, you can see the graph is go all the way up over here, which is infinity. And limit x approaches negative 2 from the right, or negative 2 plus. So when x approaches negative 2 from the right, you can see the graph is go all the way down over here, which is negative infinity. Now the left limit is not same as the right limit, therefore this one does not exist. Example number 2. find the limit. Limit x approaches 0, 1 over x. Now you can see as x approaches 0, so this x, the denominator is approaching 0. So 1 over 0 looks like it's going to be infinity. So it is very important to be careful in this situation. If we have a formula and we want to find the limit at a certain point, and if you feel that you got infinity, you always make sure you get the left limit and the right limit. Say if I get the left limit, limit x approaches 0, negative 1 over x, what I get? So as x approaches 0, so the denominator approaches 0. So that means 1 over 0, it is infinity. But x is approaching 0 from the left. So if you look at the x-axis, this is 0. 0 from the left. So what you have here is a negative number, like negative 0.001. So that means the numerator is a positive number, denominator is a negative number, so this actually approaches negative infinity. And the limit as x approaches 0 plus 1 over x. So again as x approaches 0, the denominator approaches 0. So 1 over 0 means this approaches infinity. However, when x goes to 0 from right, mean you're going to 0 from this side. So you have a number like say 0.001, which is a positive number. So your denominator is positive and the numerator is positive. So therefore it approaches actually positive infinity. Now the left limit is negative infinity. The right limit is positive infinity. That means limit does not exist. Now this is the graph of 1 over x. As you see here, as x approaches 0 from the left, it goes to negative infinity, and as x approaches 0 from the right, it approaches positive infinity. Example number 3. Find the limit. Limit x approaches 1 from left, 1 minus 3x over x minus 1. And limit x approaches 1 plus, or from the right, the same function. Now let's see what happened here. As x approaches 1 from, here is the x-axis. Suppose this is 1. You are approaching 1 from left, mean just below 1, say 0.99. So what I get, as x approaches 1, the 3x is going to approach 3. Negative means just below 3. And as x approaches 1 from negative, from below, this is going to approach 0, but that's going to be negative. 0 is going to approach 0 from below. So this is a 3. It's approaching 3 negative, means it's a positive number. This is approaching 0 negative, means it's a negative number. So since number over 0 is it's approaching infinity, so that means as x goes to 1 negative, 3x over x minus 1, it approaches infinity. So this is a positive number, this is a negative number, so the sign is a negative infinity. Now what about this part? Limit x approaches 1 plus 3x over x minus 1. Now again, as x approaches 1, this approaches 0 and this approaches 3. So the number divided by 0, it's approaching infinity. Now what is the sign? X approaches 1 from the right, mean the value is above 1, say 1.01. So this part is approaching 3 plus, just above 3, approaching 3 from above. And this one approaching 0, also from above. So the both of them are positive, so that will be a positive infinity. So now you can see the graph of this. This is the graph of 3x over x minus 1. As you see here, as x approaches 1 from the left, it goes to approaching negative infinity. As x approaches 1 from the right, it is approaching a positive infinity. Example number 4. Find the limit x goes to 3, 2x over x minus 3 square. Now, as you see here, as x goes to 3, the denominator goes to 0 and the numerator goes to 6. So the number over 0, so it looks like infinite. So that is a situation we need to make sure we get the left limit and the right limit. Now the left limit as x approaches 3 from the left, 2x over x minus 3 square. Now when x approaches 3 from the left, so 2 times 3 is 6. So this is approaching 6 from the left, and this one is approaching 0 since the square, which is always positive. So 6 is a positive. So therefore this approaches a positive infinity. Now what is the right limit? As limit x approaches 3 from the right, 2x over x minus 3 square. Again, when x approaches 3 from the right, this is going to approach 6 from the right. So it's going to be 6 plus. So you have, and when x approaches 3 plus, so 3 minus 3 is 0, but squared. So that is also the 0 or plus. So that going to approach again positive infinity. So the left limit is positive infinity, right limit is positive infinity. That means this limit is infinity.